What's up guys, HockeyDude1940 here, and I'm bringing you episode 3 of the Let's Talk NHL series. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the PK Subban contract signing that he actually just signed a few days ago at the time of making this video. We'll put in, where is he? Thomas Vanek in the lineup here. But yes, the deal was PK Subban signs an 8-year contract at $72 million with the Montreal Canadiens. He's now being paid $9 million per season. He is now the highest paid defenseman in the NHL. Now, I do and don't like this signing. I think the money, him being the highest paid defenseman in the NHL by quite a bit, I don't agree with. I do believe there are better defensemen than PK Subban. I believe he's a great defenseman. He's had a great past couple of seasons. But I would value more defensemen than PK Subban, such as Shea Weber. I think Shea Weber's just that perfect defenseman. He gets points, he scores goals, he's an amazing defensive player. You know, he's a leader. You rarely see him making mistakes. PK Subban, he's still kind of young. He still needs to mature a little bit. He gets caught up the ice quite a bit, especially in the New York Montreal series. There were a bunch of times where guys like Chris Kreider and Carl Hagelin just got behind him, and he was just beat. He got caught at the blue line a lot of times. So I don't believe he deserves to be the highest paid defenseman in the NHL. But something I do agree with, and it's what the TSN analysts were talking about, which I didn't even think about at first, is that the contract sets a new standard for defensemen in the NHL. Kind of like Henrik Lundqvist set the standard for goaltenders when he signed at like $8.5 million or something. When Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane set the standard for offensemen, making $10.5 million. PK Subban, $9 million. Over the next few years, the cap is only going to go up, and it now sets the standard for defensemen in the NHL. Now in the NHL, when guys like Shea Weber and Ryan Suter are signed long term, but now when you see guys like Drew Doughty, Erik Karlsson, players like that, younger guys like Cam Fowler, when you see those guys become free agents, now they are going to be making around $8 to $9 million, maybe even $10 million for a guy like Drew Doughty, depending on how well he does. Just because it sets the new standard. In a couple of years, he's not going to be the highest paid defenseman in the NHL anymore, because a player who's better than him is going to end up getting like $10 million. Same with offense. Guys like Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn in a few years are going to be making around like $9 million because Toews and Kane kind of set the standard. So they signed the deal after the arbitration hearing. They went to arbitration. The shootout ended, but I'm still going to be talking a little bit here about the deal. They went to arbitration. Both sides, PK Subban and the Montreal Canadiens, both gave their explanations on why they think he should be making a certain amount of money. PK Subban wanted $8 million to $8.5 million. Montreal wanted to give him, I think, 5.25 at 1 year. And so it's pretty opposite what both sides wanted. They ended up going to arbitration. And I believe with 1 day remaining still to hear from the arbitrator, to hear what PK Subban was rewarded, the Canadiens decided, you know what, we're just going to sign this guy long term. We realize that he's a franchise defenseman. These guys don't come around too often. We're just going to sign him to long term. It's a $9 million deal. It seems a lot now, but in a few years, that's going to be the standard for defensemen. The cap is going to go up. It's not going to seem like that much. So, in the end, it was a good deal for Montreal. They got a franchise defenseman in PK Subban locked up long term. He's only going to get better. He's still very young. There's still the risk of him getting injured. But if that doesn't happen and he plays a solid 8 years with the Montreal Canadiens, earns his contract, it was a great signing for the Canadiens. I think it was very smart for them to do, because worst case scenario, they did sign him to a 1-year deal. Next year they come back and say, you know what, we want to sign you long term, and he says, you know what, no, I'm only going to take a 1-year deal. He goes into unrestricted free agency 2 years from now, and he signs with another team for $10 million. That was the worst case scenario. Also, going to arbitration, that's a huge risk for management because they basically just have to go to arbitration and talk trash about the player. They have to rip the guy apart and, give examples of why he should not be paid that much money, which isn't good for the relationship between the management and the player. But, there was all that stuff. They were saying that they're fine now. They've both, PK Subban and management have put it behind them. They signed the deal. He's a Canadian long term. In the end, I do like the contract. Right now, it seems like a lot to give a guy like PK Subban. As of right now, I don't think he should be the highest defenseman in the league, the highest paid defenseman. But I think in the future, 3-4 years from now, it'll look like a great signing. Trust me. So those are my thoughts on the PK Subban signing. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Did you like the signing? Did you not like the signing? So yeah, if you did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video.